Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. This is Richie, and today I want to break down what I saw from this morning's practice from the New York Jets. I just got home, and I was in attendance this morning with Jack, Ali, Matt O'Leary, Ryan, Green Bean. I didn't get to see. He was in VIP, and my friend Amanda. It was a great day today being at practice as usual. Yesterday was the joint practice against the Buccaneers, and I was also there. This morning was a slow day at practice. No pads on, not really that eventful, but there is some things I definitely want to break down because the star of today's practice, the highlight, is going to be Breece Hall, because today Breece Hall participated in 11-on-11 drills for the first time since he returned from his ACL injury, being activated off the PUP list, and Breece Hall looks really darn good out there. Cannot wait to show you guys this clip and just talk about Breece Hall, and definitely want to talk more about Dalvin Cook, the addition, what the running back room is going to be looking like, and the offensive line. Some interesting things are happening with this offensive line today in practice, what happened with Aaron Rodgers, and the overall offense and the overall state of this New York Jets team heading into a preseason matchup against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Saturday. So before we hop into the video, I do want to mention, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up if you enjoy this content here on Jets Media. Really do appreciate each and every one of you guys, of course, showing all the love here to the channel. And feel free to comment your thoughts of your biggest takeaways from Jets practice. So let's get straight into business, starting off with the offensive line. Mekhi Becton, he had some right tackle reps today for the first time since I've been attending practice. He was the backup, and I think that he was looking darn good. And listen, today was no pads on, just helmets, so it's really hard to evaluate the trenches, but you could definitely tell that the New York Jets' vision for this offensive line, if I had to guess, is putting in Mekhi Becton at right tackle, putting in Dwayne Brown at left tackle when he's healthy, and then hopefully getting Elijah Vera-Tucker and Lincoln Tomlinson both healthy at the guard spots, and then see what happens with that center position. Obviously, Joe Tippmann is making a late resurgence to getting that starting role at center, but as of right now, Joe Tippmann's playing left guard with the starters because there is an injury to Tomlinson and AVT. Robert Saleh does not seem to be too concerned. There is a lower leg injury for both AVT and Tomlinson. They're considered day-to-day, but today the offensive line, the starting five, was the same as yesterday. The only difference was Max Mitchell and Billy Turner swapped sides. Max Mitchell went to left tackle. Billy Turner went to right tackle. And some of you guys might be wondering, why the heck is Mekhi Becton not getting first-team reps? Well, according to Robert Saleh, this was his answer yesterday. It's because he wants Mekhi Becton to prove that he could play an entire game before he gives him the opportunity to play with the starters. And he doesn't think it's fair to the other players who can obviously go the distance. Now, we all know that Mekhi Becton's issue here with the New York Jets has nothing to do with talent, nothing to do if he can play, nothing to do if he can handle the pass rush. That has nothing to do with any of this. It's all about that need for Mekhi Becton. So luckily, he had a really good showing against the Carolina Panthers. He had a really good practice today, and I'm really curious to see how he looks against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How long is he going to play? That's something to keep in mind for this offensive line, because again, my starting five, what I would like to see is definitely Dwayne Brown at left tackle, Tomlinson, Connor McGovern, or Tippmann. I prefer Tippmann personally. Right guard AVT, Becton right tackle. That's the best starting five. And if that's the starting five, I got a lot of confidence heading into week number 1. So that's really the offensive line stuff. Let's get into Breece Hall, because man, it was great to see Breece Hall out there practicing. He did not participate in team drills yesterday against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but today he was out there. He was catching passes from Aaron Rodgers, getting handoffs from Aaron Rodgers in 11-on-11. There was a play in the red zone where, here's a clip of it, courtesy of the New York Jets. Breece Hall came over the middle of the field. Rodgers slings him the ball, and he could have got tackled, right? They do two-hand touch in practice, but no one touched him, man, because that's how fast he is. He just turns on the afterburners and just escapes both defenders for the Jets and gets into the end zone. This is the game-wrecking ability that Breece Hall brings that we missed so much after his injury to the against the Denver Broncos last year. I mean, we all know what Breece Hall brings to the table. And then when you add Dalvin Cook to the mix, holy crap, watch out, NFL, because this is the best running back duo in the NFL. Not even an argument, in my opinion. But Breece Hall definitely looks good out there. He's got his cuts, his speed. It all looks pretty good to me, man. It doesn't look like he is missing a step. I think the biggest thing Breece Hall has to get over in terms of his ability to, get back onto the practice field is more mental. You know, when you're coming off an ACL injury that he has, I think his knee looks 100% ready to go, if I had to guess. But I think it's more of a mental thing and not worry about the knee and just forget about the knee and just go play your brand of football, which I think Breece Hall is going to do, man. He looks good out there. He looks smooth. His cuts are great. I mean, woo, feels good to have Breece Hall back out there. I took this picture today at practice. I got a shot of Dalvin Cook, Breece Hall, and Michael Carter all talking to each other on the sidelines. The dynamic trio. Let's go. Now, I really think that this is the best trio in the NFL as well in terms of the running back committee. Obviously, Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall are going to be the 1-2 punch, but don't sleep on Michael Carter being involved in this offense as well. I know I'm going to hear some of you guys in the comment section, trade Carter, trade Carter. Why do you want to trade Carter? I could not disagree with you more on that take. Personally, what do you want to trade him for? You want to trade him for an offensive lineman? Way harder than you think. You think there's a team out there in the NFL that's willing to trade a good offensive lineman for Michael Carter? You're lying to yourself. The running back position is not as valuable as that. No team's going to do that, so that's unrealistic. And if you want to trade Michael Carter, what are you going to get in return? A 5th-round pick? 6th-round pick? No. This is the season where we need depth at that running back spot, and I personally think Michael Carter brings a different element to this offense and this running back room that it doesn't have without him, right? He's a slippery guy that can make people miss in the open field, pick up the first downs. He might not be a home run hitting guy that can take it 80 yards to the house, but that's why we got Dalvin Cook. That's why we got Breece Hall. I personally am on the Michael Carter train, and I think he's going to be involved in this offense, even with Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook playing in front of him. I think the Jets will work him in. And then I think Izzy is going to be, you know, that running back that makes the team, no doubt about it. I think Izzy's going to get his fair share. He's going to be ready to go. Big shout out to Izzy Abanikanda. I'm really excited to see what he can do as a rookie. And then Bam Knight, you know, that's my prediction to be the odd man out, whether the Jets trade him or they cut him. That's my prediction. But hey, anything can happen. Maybe they do move on from Michael Carter, but I'm just going to say it right here. If the Jets move on from Michael Carter, I personally think it'll be a mistake. And we'll see in the next few weeks when the roster gets cut down to 53 before week 1, what happens. So that's really my thoughts of the running back spot. Now let's get into Aaron Rodgers today. Now this was an interesting practice because Aaron Rodgers had an orange penny on and he was playing defense. I mean, he picked off Zach Wilson. And I was like, what the heck's going on here? So it really was one of those days at practice where you can tell the Jets got a lot of work in against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers yesterday. A lot of really good stuff we saw from Garrett Wilson. I mean, if you watched a stream I did with Jack yesterday, in our overall thoughts of practice, Garrett Wilson was like undoubtedly the star. I was just mind blown by him. I was just like, wow, Garrett Wilson just different out there. But today, the Jets did not do a lot of like installs. It was just like drive the field drills, no pads on, and Aaron Rodgers was playing defense in like scout drills where like the offense was just doing their install, right? You know when you go to practice, you know what I'm talking about. When the offense is running their install, basically running their formations, not against a live defense, they're just getting used to the signals, getting used to the play calls, all those things. Zach Wilson was running with the ones, and I guess to prepare himself for the preseason game on Saturday because we know that Aaron Rodgers is not going to be playing in that. And Rodgers had a penny on. He was playing D lineman. He was going back. It wasn't going crazy. Don't worry. Why is Rodgers out there? He's going to get hurt. He wasn't going hard on defense. It was just a little fun thing. He picked off Zach on a play. It was just really cool to see that. That was pretty funny. But when it comes to Aaron Rodgers, what he did as a quarterback today, he looked good, man. Threw a nice pass to Randall Cobb, a dime. Threw another good pass to Garrett Wilson over the middle of the field. And this play was cool because we heard Rodgers speak to the media yesterday, and he mentioned something that was really cool. He talked about a nonverbal communication, and he wants to get that with Garrett Wilson, and that's what he had with Devontae Adams. And what that basically means is when Aaron Rodgers is about to snap the ball and he notices something about the defense, he wants to look at Garrett Wilson, give him a head nod, and he wants Garrett Wilson to know exactly what he's thinking, and that is what they are on the way to do. That's what Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams had. That's what made them one of the best quarterback wide receiver duo the 2 years that Aaron Rodgers was an MVP, and I saw it with my own eyes today. I saw Rodgers look at Garrett, give him a nod. Garrett Wilson nodded back, and what happened? A beautiful pass over the middle of the field for a long play, and that was like, woo, that is what we're talking about, baby. It's buy your stock in Garrett Wilson, folks, because this man's about to go crazy with Aaron Rodgers. I'm telling you, when you go to practice and you see Garrett Wilson with your own eyes, you will definitely believe the hype. It is way different seeing Garrett Wilson on these videos and photos you see on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube highlights. Like when you see with your own eyes, you understand why this kid has so much upside and so much talent. Jordan Whitehead, though, picked off Aaron Rodgers today. Now, it was a route. There was like a deep post over the middle of the field. It was man coverage, Sauce Gardner on Garrett Wilson. I think Jordan Whitehead dropped in robber, which is, that middle zone. He really dropped in and just picked off Rodgers over the middle of the field. And I know some people like on the beat is making it like, yikes, oh, what a terrible throw. What offense looks terrible. Why not just talk about how about that was just a really good play from the defense? Because that was my perspective. How come we start giving the defense some credit when they pick off Aaron Rodgers? It's very rare for Aaron Rodgers to throw interceptions. And Jordan Whitehead has quietly been pretty darn good in camp. This is his second interception of training camp. I know that he's a player that like nobody in this fan base is really hyped about. I'm not going to hype him up or anything, but Jordan Whitehead has been looking good in training camp. And, going into year number 2 with the system with Robert Saleh, he's not a bad player. He's not the greatest player in the world, but I think he's serviceable. And I think he can have a better season this year than he did last year. So shout out to Jordan Whitehead for picking off Aaron Rodgers. He got him over the middle. Wilson was open over the middle of the field in terms of man-to-man, but then when Rodgers threw it, Whitehead came out of nowhere, picked it off over the middle of the field, and that's really all I have to say about today's practice. Again, biggest highlight was Breece Hall, seeing him out there, the running back room, and Aaron Rodgers. And again, not a lot of eventful stuff happened today. But yeah, guys, that's my recap of this morning's practice. Tomorrow, we'll be live breaking down the flight preview of Saturday's game against the Buccaneers. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, guys. Hit that like button on your way out as usual. Peace and love as always, and let's go Jets. Peace out.